Hello, my name's Maggie Tuttle. I'm the founder of Children Screaming to Be Heard, the Silent Witnesses. I wanted the snow in this documentary because all children love to play in the snow, love to be running around. It's great fun for them. And a lot of our children in care will never get the chance to have that freedom just to play out. Make the snowmen, play snowballs, do all the wonderful things that children should be doing. And yet, as the government say, in the best interest of a child. My name is Maggie Tuttle. I am the founder of a registered charity, Children Screaming to Be Heard, the Silent Witnesses. Since the day of registration, the charity has become the voice for the silent witnesses, children in a care system that states in the best interest of a child. I personally dispute that. It is in the best interest of a child? No. It is in the best interest for money and jobs. The children of the UK have become a multi-billion-pound industry. And for the past 2 years, the charity has been researching into what governments say in a child's best interest. In some respects, this is very true. There are so many children who need the support of the Children's Social Services. At the same time, we have thousands, and I mean thousands of children taken into care on false allegations.
Maggie, what would you like to say about safe houses? Can you tell the audience a bit more about safe houses and how they're going to operate? What's your vision for safe houses?
I will tell you why we need safe houses. England, Scotland or Wales does not have one safe house for one child of the 100,000 children running away from abuse.
Where did you get that figure from?
Governments.
Government figures, okay.
100,000 children running away, nowhere to go. And we have actually been out on the streets filming kids who have run away from the system, living in the streets. Now, I have been told by the police that we can have a child come into the police station who's run away from abuse, can sit in the police station for up to 7 hours. Social workers will come and pick them up and take them back to where they've run away from, to the abuse. With one policeman saying, do you know what, Maggie, he said, a kid can leave the police station and by the time we say, we get to that house, that kid is back and run away again. And the police have agreed with me that the safe houses has got to be the best idea for the 21st century. So you have lots of hostels and centres for the homeless people, but they're not allowed to take children under the age of 18. Some may take a 16-year-old in. The youngest child I've been told about is 7 years of age on the streets.
What, who's run away from home?
Yep, on the streets, 7 years of age. But there are children younger, I know that.
So how do you envisage the safe houses being paid
Well, if
for?
you let me finish, I'll tell you.
Right.
The safe houses, so coming back to the safe houses, we need to raise the funds to buy the first safe house in Essex. Goldwyn's, the accountants, have set up an account for the charity, and with the safe house, the first one, and we need hundreds set up throughout this country. When you set up a safe house, it will be registered with Ofsted. We will have staff, we will have cars to pick up any child who phones the free line. We will have cars available to pick up any kid from wherever we can and bring them to safety. Most of all, those kids will come into the arms of the people who are going to protect them and give them respect and give them a voice, because no kid in care is listened to. Kafka said, all kids are liars and no kid knows what they want. And that's how Kafka put kids down as. No wonder kids have no voices. So, however, coming into the safe houses, we will be allowed, I'm told, to keep them up for up to 3 weeks. Every kid that leaves the safe house will have a Mackenzie friend, because we're now working with Belinda Mackenzie, strangely enough, whose Mackenzie group that's set up. So we will be able to keep track of that child is safe. One of the most important things about the safe houses is in 2009, Jack Straw put like a gagging order on kids in care.
Really?
Yeah, kids are not allowed to speak out. There's, like I said, on a contact, kids are not allowed to speak out. So by getting to those children who are running away, then we can find out from those children what's happening to the children inside, because no one can get to those kids in care. No kid can report anything at all, and if they do, they're liars. Where do you ever read where a kid has reported abuse who's in the care system?
No, that's a good point.
Kids coming out of the care system, 16, 18 years of age, if they want to report being abused in the care system, I hear now that the government are setting up, or trying to set up, or in the throes of setting up a department where any kid coming out of care wants to report being abused, they've first got to go and ask the government, can I put in a report of being abused? But of course, you know what they're going to say? Oh, it's all out of time. We know how the courts run. So you've got the kids being abused sexually and in whatever way for years and years. Now they're 18, out of the system, and they want to claim for abuse. Out of time. They're liars. What do they know? So kids in care are a multi-billion-pound industry. No one can get to those kids. There are Bernardos, or the NSPCC, who get to some of these children. And there are a lot of children who are, okay, quite happy and got good adoption parents and foster parents. So those are the only ones that we're ever told about. Not we, but the nation. Look how wonderful it is for our children. Look at these wonderful foster agencies.
So how will the safe houses work in comparison with the social services? Why would the safe houses be better? By the safe houses, we will work with the social services. We will work with government. We will bring change. We will bring change and give those children voices. Most of all is to give them their human rights. Every kid in this country has a human right. Of course.
But they're not. They don't have it. Nothing. You've got something called the Gillick competence rule, which means a kid, if able, at 12 years of age, can stand in a court and say, I want to live with my nan, or I want to live with my dad, or my mum, or whoever. It doesn't happen very often, because the lawyers, who are the children's lawyers, are not representing the children
properly.
And we, not me, but a lot of people out there with the research coming in, why is it, everybody ask themselves this question, why is it that lawyers in the closed family courts are not challenging the LA lawyers, the social services lawyers, the LA? No one's being challenged in these courts. And people are saying to me, Maggie, of the adoptions and the fostering, do you think these lawyers are also getting backhanders from the foster and adoption agencies not to challenge the social services? And very shortly I will be having a meeting with some very good lawyers who are very concerned on this issue. Very important it is. So in the safe houses, we will get to the children, we will start to find out. We will find out a lot of things. Also, these children in our care for 3 weeks, if they want contact with their families, we will have a contact for them. If the children want the contact, please let me see my mummy, my daddy. As long as we know that that child's not going to be abused and is going to be safe, then that child will be able to have his human rights and see his family.
And you wouldn't make a charge of £50?
I wouldn't be charging £50 an hour,
like
no.
the social services do?
No, not at all. Bernardo's.
Or Bernardo. They charge as well, do they?
Yeah. Oh no, they don't charge. They're just making lots of money because of their contact centres and things like that. It's like coming to prisoners. A man in prison has all of his rights. The only right he doesn't have is to walk out of that front door. He can make telephone calls, he can write letters, he can have contact, they can sit freely at a table and talk to their families and whatever. They have all their rights. They can puff fags, do anything they want within that prison. And love their families, write and do whatever. You've even got something now called storybook dads. You know, stories can be written for the kids of prisoners and whatever. You know, these guys have all the rights. What has a kid got? A kid doesn't have a telephone. A kid in care doesn't have telephones. No access to computers. They do have computer access at school, but they couldn't contact their mum or dad on Facebook or wherever. So these children in care do not have the rights that a person who has committed murder or whatever have. They have nothing, kids in care. You are money, full stop. No rights, no nothing. You've got this whole army around you, all making thousands and thousands. The psychologists and psychiatrists who talk to these children, they're making thousands of pounds.
So you're suggesting then that the children in care is a money-making machine, really, and not really designed to look after the children's emotional needs?
No.
It's a powerful statement.
It's a multi-billion pound industry. It's not only in England, it's worldwide as well.
Sure, but so that's a powerful statement you're making.
Yeah, but everybody says, Maggie, you must be joking. This doesn't happen here in England. What, dear old England? It's so corrupt. What about all the social workers coming over here? Half of them are not even qualified. And I know, travelling the world, that anyone can, for a £5 or a £10 or whatever, buy a diploma for a few pounds. Oh, look, I'm a social worker. So here's a point as well. Would you like a career in fostering? A career. Since when has it been a career in fostering? You can be gay, single, divorced. You can be anything. Anything. All as you need is a spare room. Spare bedroom. So now you've got all these jobs being created because you're taking all these thousands of children on false allegations, emotional abuse, thousands of kids. So what happens? We have all these social workers arriving. I won't name from where, there's an investigation going on, but I will say that, which is what the charity picked up on. So these social workers come over and they get these jobs. Then they bring their friends over from the EU. Where in the EU can you get a job as a carer, foster carer, £400 to £500 a week? Where? So these social workers bring their friends over, they grill them. This is what you're going to do and this is what you're going to say if you're going to be a foster carer. So it's jobs for the boys. You see the whole point?
Yes.
But nobody's looking into the whole situation, you see.
So have all these social workers coming from abroad been CRB checked, for example?
Yeah. A lot of people throughout this country have checked out a lot of social workers, and recently there was 80,000 of them not registered.
Really?
Yeah.
So not even in the system?
No, not registered. And some work under assumed names. Oh, it's a whole scandal, these social workers who rule this whole country. I mean, let's go to one little case. There's an elderly couple in their 80s.
Oh, Norman Davis and Peggy Ross.
Norman Davis and Peggy Ross, what a good memory. And just over a year ago, Norman asked his wife, Peggy, is in the care system, the elderly care system, right? And they wanted to go on a little cruise. Could be their last cruise of their life. They've been married for 60 years or whatever. And the social services said, no, she can't go on a cruise.
Amazing.
She can't go on a cruise. So the poor old man spent whatever money he had, went to the court and said, could I, Your Honour, please, could my wife and I go on a little cruise?
And the judge said yes.
Excellent.
And that is the power that the social services in this country have. Social services they rule. They're in the schools, the hospitals, the prisons, the kids, the elderly. Every part of our society, you have the social services. And again, I've had the information in, and I've got it's all confirmed. Ofsted have said, after 1 year of a complaint by one person, names I won't give, Ofsted said no one can bring social services to account.
Really?
And many people know this. It's a fact.